There are places on this earth where the laws of time bend, where whispers echo long after voices have gone silent. In the heart of West Africa, hidden by the dense folds of Mande Forest, lies the forgotten ruins of a village called Numu, a place erased from history and cursed by eternity. Numu was no ordinary village. It was the beating heart of ironwork in the Mande region, home of the Numu blacksmith, whose skills were said to rival even the spirits. The Numu weren't just craftsmen, they were spiritual guardians. Each blade they forged was consecrated with earth, fire and ancestral blessing. To forge a weapon was to call on the ancestors themselves. Never forge on the night of darkness, when the moon turns her face away. The spirit walks uninvited. This was more than tradition. It was a sacred law. For on the night of new moon, it was said that the barrier between the worlds weakened and the spirit of envy and vengeance wandered free. Among the apprentices was Fallow, gifted, proud and impatient. He had learned faster than any before him, and though he wore the clothes of a boy, his skill whispered of greatness. On the night of no moon, when the dogs refused to bark and the fires burned low, Fallow disobeyed the law. Driven by pride, he placed his blade into the sacred fire. Each hammer's strike echoed louder than the last, as though the anvil itself was screaming. When the blade was done, it shimmered, but not with it. Something cold, something wrong, and then silence. As if the world held its breath. The next morning, the village of Numu did not wake. Chickens lay lifeless in their coops, food rotting in bowls, untouched. Children stood frozen mid-play. It was as if time itself had snapped and left their souls behind. Even the great elder was still, his lips parted mid-prayer, all except one. Fallow was gone. Some say his spirit took him that night. Others whisper he became one of them, cursed to wander the dark forest forever, bound by the pride that damned his people. Time passed, but the village did not decay. The wood remained strong, the embers cold but unburnt, as if held in suspension, waiting. It wasn't nearly a century later that someone found Numu again. Her name was Amari, a wanderer, drawn by dreams and stories told by old women who muttered of a sleeping place in the forest. She found them just as the story said, still a status, but the moment her foot stepped near the sacred forge, the wind returned. The cursed blade was there, buried but alive. Amari recognized the symbols, echoes of an old chant her grandmother once whispered during the rituals. As the fire crackled and her voice rose, the ground shook once more. The trees leaned in, the spirits listened, and then breath returned to the still. One by one, the villagers awakened, confused, frightened, older only in soul, but Fallow never returned, not even a trace. It is believed that his soul was the price paid to wake the others. To this day, the people of Mande speak of Numu only in riddles. They say the forge still waits, and that if you ever walk too deep into the trees and hear the clink of hammer on steel, turn back, or the spirit might think you are Fallow come home. Thank you for watching. If you love forgotten African tales, subscribe and ring the bell. More story awaits. Stories the world has tried to forget.